to my channel, Sandy Toe Tarot. My name is Laura. Today I'm doing a career and finance reading. It's been a couple months since I've done one. So I just wanted to do a check-in for you guys, and I'm asking the question, what's next for you in career and finance? Have not pulled any cards yet. I'll be doing that throughout the process of the reading. So just choose a number from 1 to 3, and I'll put timestamps in the description box below, and you can go directly to that reading. If you know how to do pick-up cards, I'll just run down what the stones are. I purposely picked all these stones today because they do have something to do with either career and finance, or money, or success, or abundance. So I won't go through the meanings of the stones in the readings this time. But this first pile has a Malachite on it. The second pile has a Cinnabar, Quartz crystal, and the third one a Citrine. This is a smooth Citrine. If you've never done a pick-a-card reading before, people choose in so many different ways which pile is the one for them. And basically, however you choose is going to be the right way for you. The most important thing is to not overthink it. Some people will choose based on the number. They like one of those numbers. They will choose based on the stone. They will choose based on the timestamps. They'll find some synchronicities in those numbers sometimes. Some people just close their eyes, take a few deep breaths, and then when they open their eyes, whichever pile that they're drawn to, that's the one for them. However you do it, though, is the right way for you. So I'm excited to get into this reading here to see what's coming up for you next in the way of career and finances. Make your decision. Go down to the timestamps. You can click on that time there, and it'll take you directly to that spot, to your reading, and I will see you there. Welcome back, my friends. If you chose pile 1 for your reading, your career and finance reading, these are going to be your messages, and this is going to be for the next 30 days, though it's timeless, so that means whenever you click on the reading, that is the right time for you. Pile 1 did have the Malachite on it. All right, so let's see if we can find out what's coming up for pile 1 in career and finances. What's next for them? Okay, wow. The cards really want to talk, and they've got a lot to say. I'll go ahead and take these that popped out and maybe go one more pass through for pile 1. What's coming up for career and finance for pile 1? You have the Lover's card, you have the 4 of Wands, you have the card of Pan, Major Arcana, you have 10 of Cups, and you have this 9 of Swords here, which is kind of odd. Okay, I'm going to go a couple on the Druid Craft Tarot, just see if we can get some different messages here. Druid Craft, let's see. What's coming up next in career and finance for pile 1? The 7 of Cups, the Queen of Swords, and the 8 of Pentacles. So the first part of this message is very clear here to me. You do have the Lovers with the 4 of Wands card, so that does indicate that there's a marriage situation here, a choice in marriage, but definitely with the Lovers and the Four of Wands, that's marriage. Which, if it has something to do with finance, your finances, talks to me about making money through marriage. A lot of people do. In some cultures in the world, it is still practiced where you have arranged marriages and parents will arrange a marriage based on finances. It's a lot more rare. It's definitely more rare in Western cultures. That does not happen as much, and certainly not on a formal level. But it can, in private conversations, people can try to hook their kids up with somebody that they think would be a good match for them financially and for the family and for a family business or something. You also have this Ten of Cups, which does talk about family. So to me, this is finances that you gain through a family situation. And for whatever reason, there's some worry over it. Like maybe this was going to happen. There was like a family arrangement where you were going to marry into a family, or someone, well, this is what's coming up for you in career and finances. So maybe there was a situation where you were going to marry into a family that had a lot of money, and there's some reason that is not going to happen. I feel like the reason that it's not going to happen is because of you. Because you don't want to. Now, this Pan card, I love Pan in this Herbal Tarot deck. It's a very happy card, and it has a much more happy meaning than what it would be associated with in the Universal Waite deck, which would be the Devil card, which is way more heavy energy. Talks about addictions and being stuck and that kind of thing. In this particular deck, this Pan talks about having fun. Remember that life cannot be all work all the time. You need to have fun too. And even like in a silly kind of fun, like getting out and dancing in the moonlight, that kind of thing. So usually when this card shows up in a reading, it's talking about that. You're stuck in a rut. You're stuck in too much work. You're stuck. You got to get out there and play. Don't forget to have fun. I'm not picking up that particular meaning in this particular reading because, first of all, this is the only major arcana that you have up here. Actually, it's the only major arcana that you have in the reading. So this tells me this is the focus of the reading, and with this worry coming in over this, overlaying this marriage of money here, this to me talks about too much focus on material things. And that is very much a situation a lot of times when people choose to marry for money instead of love or companionship or any other million reasons that you can get married. Those people do tend to be too focused on the material side of life and not focused enough on the other aspects. Now that can happen a lot of times when someone grows up in poverty. They're like, I'm not doing that. I'm going to marry well so that I do not have to worry about money. I do not want to have to worry about money as an adult. Okay. So that's kind of where we're at, the situation that is before us. Now this Nine of Swords, I think, shows up to... A lot of times it can be overthinking a situation. It can be anxiety and worry about a situation. But to me, it's almost like waking up to this not being a viable option to you is what it is. It's like really finally, like something happens and it jolts you out of bed at night, right? And you're like, oh my God, I can't do this. And I feel like what it is you, well, okay. This can be you getting clarity in a situation, or it can be an older person, particularly a woman, who can help you get clarity on a situation. So either this is something that you're coming to. You notice this Queen of Swords, first of all, she is a woman who is logical. She's can cut through a bunch of crap I guess I will say. She can cut through a bunch of nonsense to get to the truth of a situation, to find clarity in a situation. And so what I feel like is that you're coming to a realization that this is nonsense, at least for you. It's not going to work for you. It's too much focused on the wrong things. That security is very important, but it is not the only thing in life. Adventure is important too, and fun, and being fulfilled as a person. And I think that's kind of what you're coming to here. You got the Seven of Cups, which talks about options. It talks about looking at all the options that are available to you and deciding on what you want. Now, sometimes that Seven of Cups can talk about daydreaming too much. Like, yes, there are a million options to you, but you're so unfocused. You want this. You want one thing one day and another thing the next, and they're completely opposite things. And that changes day to day because it's just very pie in the sky. Talks a lot about illusion, nothing tangible that you can put your hands around. But I think in this particular reading, it's talking about you looking at the options, what is available to you out there. And I think you make a choice about what it is that you want to do, and I think you want to have your own thing. You want to do your own thing, your own business. You want to make your own money. That's the decision that you come to. And you want to make your money by doing something that you love. Now that's going to be different for all of you. A lot of times this will talk about, well, it talks about apprenticeship, definitely, like at the beginnings of a new career. But a lot of times it'll talk about taking something that's creative, something that you love, like art or music, or something that's not really very traditionally associated with a money-making venture. But because you have this natural raw talent and you have this natural affinity for whatever it is, then you really, really enjoy doing it. And because you focus all your energy into this, and because you really, really enjoy doing it, you don't notice the pentacles stacking up. This is saying it's just a basic premise on, honestly, of almost like the law of attraction, but it's just a basic premise in life. Follow your bliss. Do that which you enjoy, and the money will come. Don't worry about the money. The money will be there. So let's maybe, okay, so if you're still with me, then this message is kind of resonating with you. So let's do a little clarifying here on some of this stuff. Show me, I want to see the Nine of, so, okay, you know, earlier I said you have one major arcana. You actually have two. And, okay, so this is talking about too much of a focus on material things. This is talking about choice. So there's definitely a choice here for you, and I feel like most of you are making a choice. Well, you know, that could almost go either way. I mean, you could be making a choice to marry for money, or a choice to break free from that way of thinking, or break free from that arrangement if it's already been arranged for you, and doing your own thing. There's a choice to be made here about this. Okay. So show me this Nine of Swords. Show me the Nine of Swords here. Show me the Nine of Swords. What is this about? Page of Pentacles. The Star. This is lovely. Oh, and the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, wow. Oh, that's lovely. Okay. So it is you guys. You're the ones that are getting this clarity of thought. It's coming into you on your own. It's not somebody else that's going to guide you to this realization that this arrangement that will be very stable for you, but maybe not as fulfilling, is not the way you want to go. what you got down here is Page of Pentacles can talk about education, right? A lot of times, but it does talk about some information coming in that provides you with an opportunity to make some money, and this is a page, so it's small, right? It's beginnings, it's new, it's information, it's an idea that comes to you, and you look at this and you're like, wow, this is an opportunity for me to make money. And sometimes that is talking about going back to school, because it's not money that's coming into you right now, it is money that will come to you in the future if you pursue something. And this is all about, this over here is all about pursuing something else, pursuing something that you love. In some cases, it's going to be education. It's going to be going back to school, choosing a different career path. Because this is a card of apprenticeship, it can be informal education. You may be studying under somebody, particularly if it's something like art or music or something like jewelry making or something that somebody can teach you. It is that kind of thing. So this is a promise for future money, but it is an independent money-making venture, independent of a relationship. You're on your own. Look, you got the Star card, and this is a card, it's a very happy card. It's a card of hope. It's a card of wishing upon a star. It's a card of wish fulfillment, but sometimes it is a card of literal stardom, like superstardom. So when I go back to the music and the special art or the special skill that you have, you may be a superstar in that field. You may actually be getting some notoriety in that. There's something else that you're passionate about, or maybe not something else, but there is something that you're passionate about that you're very good at and would be very lucrative if you made the decision to strike out on your own and not go this stable traditional route through marriage. And it's very lucrative because you got the Wheel of Fortune here. That's just money. That's just a lot of money is what that is in this particular reading. Sometimes it can mean the wheel is moving forward and it's moving in your favor and fortune is shining upon you. But in this particular reading, and it means all that, it does mean all that. But for what you've got going on over here, it means whatever this is that you have decided you're going to pursue, because you love it so much, you're going to pursue it, and the pentacles are going to stack up. It's going to be fulfilling to you. You may receive some notoriety for it, and it is going to bring you a lot of money in the future. It is going to be very lucrative. I think I'm going to leave that there. That is the message in this card. I will say there is a lot of earth energy in this card because you've got Capricorn energy here, major arcana for Capricorn. This is air, so that's Gemini energy. So you got, this is the minor arcana for Virgo for me, but that's still air energy. So I do see air, earth energy here, and then this is also Capricorn, minor arcana for Capricorn. Major arcana and minor arcana for Capricorn. So you may be a Capricorn, or a Capricorn may be able to help you move into this new way of life, or a Capricorn may be giving you the information that you need to realize that you can pursue this money-making venture on your own. You do not have to marry for money. That's really just what this is saying. You have another option. And for some of you, it is going to be a choice. Like you know that this is available to you, or you hope that this is available to you, but you will still choose this over striking out on your own. But I think the majority of you will be striking out on your own. Wow, that's very, very exciting. I'm going to get you a Sacred Traveler Oracle to to finish off this reading because this looks like a big, no, let's do this. Let's get Angels and Ancestors first and just get a final message for pile 1, career and finance. What final message do you have for pile 1, career and finance? I will say this doesn't feel like a divorce situation to me. It looks like you're young and you're contemplating the options that are available to you. One option is to marry a stable person and have a family life and be stable and solid, financially secure. And then the other option is to follow your dreams and do that which you love. This worry, I mean, it may be, I do feel like it's getting close. Like this is on the table. It's maybe even happening. It's in the works, that kind of thing. And something bolts you out of this, almost going down this path because it's expected of you. All right, what final messages do you have for pile 1? High Priest, intend and create. That's awesome. That goes right along with this. Wish fulfillment. Intend it. Decide that you're going to do it, that you are going to go down this path. You are going to pursue that which you love, and then you just create your life from there. Once you get clear about the intentions. This is kind of, like I did say, kind of daydreaming about all the options that are open to you and not being able to choose one. But I kind of also feel like it's just opening you up to the options that are available. I think you'll very quickly make a decision about which one that you want to pursue. All right, and the last thing I want to know, the last thing I'm asking is, what does pile 1 need to do? If anything, what action does pile 1 need to take? Let's just see. What action does pile 1 need to take? Reaching your destination, your light is shining brightly. That is a fairy tale right there. See the castle? Cinderella's castle there in the bubble. This is a fairy tale. Your light is shining brightly. I feel like that goes right here with this. There's some, and you got the butterfly here too, which talks about transformation. There's something about pursuing this that becomes really, really, for some of you, really, really big. Like your star is shining really brightly. You're being recognized for this thing that you're good at, this thing that you do, this thing that you love. There is stardom in it for some of you guys. Now that's not going to be for everybody. Don't think, not everybody can be a superstar. But if that's what you want to do, then you should definitely pursue that if you want to be in the limelight or whatever. I think some of you do, actually. I think some of you do want to go to Hollywood and be an actress or go into the music. I could keep getting music industry. Britney Spears, for whatever reason, keeps popping into my head. And I'm not a huge Britney Spears fan. I mean, I like some of her songs, but that just keeps popping into my head. So some of you do want to be a star. In any case, I do feel like most of you are pursuing that part of it, following your dream as opposed to going the safe route. But I'll leave that to you. It is always your choice. You always have free will, right? All right, that's all I have for my pile 1s. Until next time, I'm sending you lots of light and love. Namaste. Welcome back, my friends. If you chose pile 2, these are going to be your messages Just cleansing your space here so we can get rid of the pile 1 energy. Not that it was bad, it was a good reading, but this is the reading for pile 2, so that's what we want to find out about. Okay, so this is going to be what's coming up for you in career and finance. I'm going to take it out 30 days. Pile 2 did have that Cinnabar quartz crystal, which is all about, it brings abundance. It's good. It's a good career stone. Business and finance and that kind of stuff. If you're embarking on a new business, you can get one of those and put it in your cage and carry it around with you. But let's just see what's coming up in career and finance for pile 2. I am using the Herbal Tarot today because these are very abundant and lush cards. They remind me of complete abundance, actually. I don't know why that King of Swords is staring at us, or that King of, oh, that's the Emperor. It's not the King of Swords, that is the Emperor. Maybe he'll come out, we'll see. All right, pile 2, what's coming up in career and finance for pile 2? Got 4 cards there, we could probably start with that. Career and finance, you got the 2 of Pentacles, juggling a little bit. The Knight of Cups. The 8 of Swords. The next 30 days. Got the 10 of Cups. I think I want to go one more pass through on this one. And then I'll pull a couple of Druid Craft Tarot. What's coming up for career and finance for pile 2? The Fool. Huh. And let's go a couple Druid Craft Tarot and see what else we got for pile 2. Career and finance. What else for pile 2? You got the Ferret, which is like temperance and universal weight. Got the 2 of Cups. And you got the 2 of Wands. That's 3 2s. 2s are about decisions. You got 3 2s in this reading, and this is pile 2. So 2s are about duality, partnerships, decisions, uncertainty, feminine energy. You got this is kind of a back and forth thing, a blending, struggling, balancing, trying to balance, mixing this and that to make something completely new. But mostly I feel like a desire to balance things, and it feels very, it's not. Right now, it's not balanced at all. I'm actually struggling a little bit to bring this down to a business finance perspective, because it's almost like a life perspective to me. And maybe that's, depends on how your career and finance goes in the next 30 days. The decisions that you make in your actual life. But I'm just looking down at these cards, I see a lot of yellow, green, blue. And that talks about yellow is like the solar plexus chakra, and talks about success and finance. It talks about success and drive and ambition. The green is the heart chakra, which talks about love, harmony, peace, that kind of stuff. And then the throat chakra, blue, talks about vocalizing things, communication. So I think your duality here, I think what you're juggling here is these two. It's your ambition and your drive and your desire to go out there in the world and do something career-wise, and love, romance, family. And you're really trying to balance those two, but there's something that you need to say. There's something that you need to communicate about it to someone. And you're trying to figure out how you feel about it so that you can communicate it. So what we have here, this too is about the juggling. It reminds me so much of the feralt, which is alchemy and blending this and that. It's almost, this is just telling me that you're juggling, trying to juggle things here. You're trying to balance things. This talks about feeling a little bit stuck and actually wanting to prospect, wanting to look out at the world and see where you can go, and maybe go out and have an adventure, maybe travel or do something like that, but definitely go out into the world and have an adventure. But you're feeling a little stuck right now. You can't do that for whatever reason. You don't feel like you can. And then over here, you got this Two of Cups with this Knight of Cups. Knights are things that are coming into your life. It's movement, and this is a relationship. This is a new relationship because it's a two. It's at the very beginning stages. You don't know how it's going to turn out, but it looks like a serious marriage type partnership. That doesn't have to necessarily be a legal document, because there's family attached to it too. So you are not only want this relationship, you also want a family. But you also want to go out and have adventures in the world. And this is what you're struggling with right now. And I feel like you will be struggling with it for the next 30 days, because that's the question. What's coming up in career and finance in the next 30 days? I feel like your career and your finances are attached to this relationship in some way. Let's get a clarifier. Let's get a clarifier on this Eight of Swords. Show me this Eight of Swords here. What is this stuckness about? Show me this Eight of Swords. So you got the Ten of Swords clarifying this Eight of Swords, and you got this Three of Wands, which is, again, a desire to go out into the world, a desire to end what you feel like is a trap, is entrapment, is being in a position that you cannot get out of. You're stuck in something that you cannot move forward from. For some of you, I feel like it's this. This looks so happy. It looks like a very positive relationship. It's new, it's hopeful. It's like you don't know how it's going to turn out, but all of the elements are there. Since this is the night is here, this tells me that this is just a very fresh and new relationship. But there is that element of family here. So I'm wondering if some of you feel like this new relationship is moving a little bit too fast and it's kind of making you feel stifled. It is making you question if you will be able to do this, if you'll be able to go out into the world and have fun adventures if you continue down this path. So here's the thing, in career and finances for you guys, I feel like it is very much contingent on this decision that you have to make here. And that's what this reading is saying. Nothing will move forward in your career and finances until you figure this out, until you figure out if you're going down this path, which is love and family, or you're going down this path which is fun and adventure and excitement. And why it's an either or, I don't know. That's you're gonna have to answer that question, and maybe that's where the blending comes in. Can you figure out a way to have both of these? Can you have this relationship and fun and adventure as well? Blending this and that to make something unique, right? Show me the full. Why is the full here? Show me this full card. Queen of Cups. What is this? Full card. What is this? Star. Okay, you guys. May want to check out pile 1. This is so similar to pile 1. I kind of feel like some of you have something that you want to pursue in the way of the creative arts or the performing arts or something. You want to be a musician, you want to be an actress or an actor, or you want to do something in that field. You know, it doesn't have to be that. Like maybe you want to be a director or something like that. But it's something that you love. It's something that you're really passionate about. That kind of it's a soul thing. Like you don't feel like you will ever be happy unless you pursue it and try it at least. But it takes you out to the world and to larger adventures and excitement and that kind of thing. And you guys do not feel like that you can have both. You don't feel like that you can pursue this career and have a family as well. And that is why you're torn. And that's why nothing is going to change in your career or finances in the next 30 days until you get this thing figured out. But once you figure it out, then you will be able to move in the right direction for you. And I think this is asking you, can you have to see, at least explore the possibility of being able to have it all. Having a spouse, a companion, and a family, and also pursuing this thing that you want to pursue. I have to leave it there because it's really just a choice that is up to you. We all have free will. So, whatever you decide is going to be the right thing for you. Or it may turn out to be not the right thing, which is okay too, because there are no mistakes, just lessons, right? But for some reason, your career and finances are tied up in this decision. All right, let's just get a final message for pile 2. It's almost like a cliffhanger. I hate to leave it there. It's like we started here, and we ended here. It's like, it's up to you. You got to... Let me ask that question. Let's see if we can get... hold on just a second. I always pull out my Coleman-Waite, or Smith-Waite deck when I need some really good guidance, because... I don't know if you know, I've talked about these cards on this channel before, but these were the original art that was created by Pamela Coleman Smith, and this was for I think it was the 100th anniversary of the cards, because she didn't get credit for the original Rider-Waite deck. She was not credited with it, but she was the one that designed these cards. So this was a tribute to her. This deck is a tribute to her, and I also got the book about Pamela Coleman Smith. She was a very interesting character. Very bohemian. I loved her lifestyle, and she was an Aquarius like me. So when I want some real wisdom, I go to Pamela. And what I really want to see here is what can help pile 2 make this decision. What is going to help pile 2 make the decision here? How can we help pile 2 make this decision? Pamela, how can we help pile 2 make this decision? Okay, so this is interesting. You got the High Priestess card. You got the Nine of Pentacles. You got the Ace of Cups. And you got the World card. All right. Got another 2 here. This is so the High Priestess talks about a woman. It talks about women's feminine spirituality is what it is. This is a woman who is very spiritual. She straddles the world, this world and the other world, and she is able to provide guidance. So it seems like this is connected. This is a woman who is single, who's very successful, who is on her own. And sometimes she's very successful in her career. Sometimes she looks a little wistfully at that bird there, so she sometimes thinks, wow, I would kind of like to have a mate. But everything else she has complete abundance. She has good relationships with friends and family. She has everything that she needs. She has fun and adventures. She has everything that she wants. But she's just single. This is also a card of independence, being an independent person. So you got the World card here, which talks about a new cycle, one cycle ending and another beginning. And then you got the Ace of Wands, which talks about emotional fulfillment and talks about love. It can be new love, but it can also talk about just being in a state of euphoria, being so completely emotionally fulfilled in all areas of your life. And that can come from pursuing something that you love. So with this, you know, here's the thing. It looks like it's either way you go, your life is good, right? Whether you become a single person or you go with this relationship and become completely emotionally fulfilled through the relationship. But when this says one cycle, to me, the world is talking about one cycle ending, another cycle beginning, because this is a 30 days. We went out 30 days here. I think you're going to have to, this is just where you're going to be for the next 30 days, trying to grapple with this decision and what you want. That cycle will end with the next moon phase, I think is what this is saying right here. But what will help you with this decision is to get the wise counsel of a woman, an older woman, maybe who is a psychic or like this, a tarot reader or something like that, has some ability to, definitely is very intuitive. So it can be your mom, it can be your grandmother, it can be just your aunt or someone in your circle who's just older and wise and almost has that, if they're not technically like for a living a psychic or technically that kind of person, maybe it's just a little bit psychic. And you know we're all psychic, right? Some people are just more in tune with it, and I feel like that it's just more acceptable a lot of times for women to pursue those kinds of things. That just sixth sense has been passed down to them from generation, from mother to daughter to granddaughter. That has just been perpetuated for generation and to generation. So this talks about someone that you can get wise counsel from, who is either of your family, a family member, an older woman, or from the psychic community, from the spiritual community, New Age. No, we're not talking about traditional religion. We wouldn't be talking about going to talk to a priest about it. It's not that. It's a different kind of wisdom. So that is how you're going to make this decision. But I think one cycle has to end. I think you have to go another month, just kind of weighing the pros and cons of this situation and trying to decide what is best for you. Okay. So I want to get a final message from the angels and ancestors for pile 2. What final message do you have for pile 2? Lord, take charge with authority. I think this is what's going to be happening in 30 days. Once you figure it out, I think you're just going to take the ball and run with it. And you're going to, be establishing yourself out in the world. You're going to go for it once you make the decision. And for Sacred Traveler, what does pile 2 need to do? If anything, what action does pile 2 need to take? This is just saying, this is your life. Once you figure out which direction you want to go in, go with it. And this is masculine energy, right? So right now, for the next month, you're in the intuitive feminine energy, and then at the end of the month, bam. You make the decision, you decide what you want to do, and you're off and running. All right, what does pile 2 need to do? If anything, what action does pile 2 need to take? Journey by moonlight, believe in magic. Oh, that's very cool. I think this is saying in the process, it is also important to, though you're grappling with this as a decision, it's also important to get out and have fun, even if that means dance. This is the card of Pan. which came out in pile 1's reading. I think these two readings are very connected, so you might want to go watch pile 1 too. But it's about having fun. And yes, you are struggling with this decision for the next 30 days. But don't forget to go out there and have fun. And also, when you do this, when you go have fun and get your mind off things, that can help you make decisions. So either way, having fun and enjoying yourself and being frivolous is going to be beneficial for you. That's the message. All right, my friends, that's all I have for my pile 2s. Until next time, I'm sending you lots of light and love. Namaste. Welcome back, my friends. If you chose pile 3, these are going to be your messages. I'm just cleansing this space for us of pile 2's energy. Not that there was anything wrong with pile 2, but I want it to be nice and fresh so we can get a completely different message for my pile 3s. All right. So this is going to be your reading for what's coming next for you in career and finance. Pile 3 did have a citrine on it. So I'll just pull some cards to see. I'll start with Herbal Tarot. These are very lush and green and remind me of abundance. Super abundance. So let's pull some Herbal Tarot first to get us started on this reading. What's coming up with career and finance for pile 3? Career and finance. What messages do you have? Wow, that really flew out there. Nice. Okay. Yeah, I was feeling this. Okay, here's what we got here. We got the Queen of Pentacles. You got the 6 of Pentacles. You got the 6 of Swords. Got the Tower. 16. And you got the High Priest. Okay, so both of those are major arcana. I love this reading already. Okay, so just for some further messages, I'm going to get a couple of Druid Craft Tarot. What else do you have for pile 3? What else do you have for pile 3? All right, we got the Hermit card, the Fool card, and the 9 of Cups. I love this, you guys. All right. I love this because this reminds me of my story. A couple times, actually. All right. So what's coming up for you guys in the next 30 days is a sudden change. And I feel like for most of you, you're in some kind of an institution. That could be a corporation. It can be a hospital. It can be government. It can be schools. Some big institution, traditional places where people go to get jobs. Like that's, you know, a lot of times in a community, that's where most of the people work, is in the big companies, because that's who has the jobs that pay well and stuff. Okay, so I feel like that's where you're at right now. You're in some kind of big company making probably a pretty good living. So in the next 30 days, this big blessing comes along, and it wipes that slate clean. You will no longer, I think that you're either quitting it, something happens to make you make a big change and say, okay, I'm done with this, or some layoffs come through, a merger happens, and that always causes layoffs. I don't care what they say in the beginning. Oh, we're going to keep all of the staff, and yeah, no, that's not going to happen. I'm sorry. They just want to keep you as long as they need you to help them with the transition, and then you'll be gone. That's just been my experience. I've been through I've been through one merger, one acquisition. Same story, both ways. I won't go back into an institution, I don't think. I mean, something drastic would have to happen to make me go back into an institution. But if I did go back into an institution, and I call it an institution because it reminds me of a prison a little bit, but there's not institutions, they're organizations, they're big organizations. If I did, and I heard anything about a merger or an acquisition, I would immediately start looking for another job, because I would not trust that again. That we're gonna keep all of the staff. They just don't do that. It's like I said, they do keep you for as long as they need you to help with the transition, and then they bring in their own people, their own management. They fire anybody that's making any money, and hire people that come, fresh out of college, that will take lower pay. And yeah, it's all about economies of scale. But I will say this has happened to me twice. I will say this, it is always a blessing. It is always a blessing, because generally, actually both times it's happened to me, I was already unsatisfied where I was at. I was unsatisfied with my job. I just kept it because it was paying the bills, and I needed to pay the bills, and that's no way to live, So this tower is always a sudden change. Sometimes it's always unexpected. You're not expecting it, but it's always for your benefit. Sometimes it can be a good surprise. I will say that it doesn't always have to be, a bad surprise. You might just get an unexpected offer to go do something else, which I do see could be for some of you in the cards. For some of you, though, I feel like this is coming along. It's unexpected. It drives you into this. It drives you into hermit mode, where you retreat from the world and you go within and find out what it is that you really want. It's like, okay, maybe you're getting a good severance package from this separation thing. So you have a little time to take off from work, to go within, find the answers that are within, find out what you want to do, what adventure you want next. And I think all of you are going out on another adventure. Whether it is a job offer that comes in and it moves you out into brighter days, or whether you go within to figure out what you want to do next. Either way, you're striking out on a new adventure. The full card does talk about going off into the unknown, facing the abyss. This guy is on the edge of a cliff, and he has to take the leap. The universe is saying, this guy does not know whether it's going to work out or not. But the universe is saying, take that step and I will catch you. Take the leap and I will catch you. And it is going to require a leap of faith, this new thing that you decide to do. However, a few things are going to happen here. One, this takes you into a much brighter future. You're moving away from, it's like I said, you're probably not satisfied with this anymore anyway. There's probably some problems here. So you are moving on to brighter days. Now, you are taking there's still some swords in the boat, so you will take some problems with you, some things that maybe you need to work on or you maybe need to work out. But this card is saying brighter days are ahead. And, okay, so the Queen of Pentacles to me talks about a woman who is abundant. She's, it's quite a bit like the Nine of Pentacles. It's a single woman who has everything that she needs financially, but this is really high as far as Pentacles are concerned, and that's money. That's food, clothing, shelter, everything that you need to survive in this world, and having everything that you need. But it is an abundant place. Like the King of Pentacles would be even higher, right? And that would be reaching the pinnacle of abundance for your field, whatever it is. But the Queen is pretty high. That's pretty darn good. So you are moving on to a new adventure. For some of you, it may actually be travel. Travel's indicated in both of those cards there. But it's through some help from, you're getting help, a helping hand from somebody. Somebody is offering you something. They're offering you a business opportunity. They're offering you a new job. They're offering you some money, some capital for you to be an entrepreneur and build your own business. Whatever it is, you're getting a leg up from somebody else to embark on this next phase of your life after you figure out what it is that you want to do. And the Nine of Cups talks about wish fulfillment. So this is when you go within, you figure out exactly what your dream is. What do you want to do with your life? And this card says that you will achieve that. The Nine of Cups talks about it talks about wish fulfillment. It talks about getting that which you wish for and being in a place of complete abundance and just having so much. He's got a glass of wine in his hand, and he's got 8 others stacked up here. He is not going to want for wine. It's always there for him. He's got food on the table here, and this is just, he's sitting there just enjoying the fruits of his labors, basically. He is satiated. He has everything he could possibly want. That, along with this Queen of Pentacles, which is high monetarily, it's high in, it's not like the Page of Pentacles, right? When you're starting out in a job and you make $30,000 a year in your career. This is higher up. You're almost at the peak, actually, of your career when you get the Queen of Pentacles, financially speaking. So I feel like what's coming for pile 3s is an opportunity that takes you out of, it does take you out of an organization or a big institution. It puts you out into an adventurous money-making scheme, whether that's a new job, whether it's maybe a job traveling, whether it's a business opportunity that you do yourself. Whatever it is, it moves you onto a much more pleasant state of being too. Not just career-wise, but emotionally. Because what you end up with over here, after you take this leap of faith that is going to be required, is complete abundance, but also emotional fulfillment. So it's everything. It's something, it's making a great living at something that you love and being helped. Like somebody's offering you something. So that is a pretty complete and succinct message. And this is coming in the next 30 days, so we already have our time frame here. Let's talk about people in case that's important. Like maybe you're one of these signs, or maybe one of these signs is going to help you, but you got Taurus on the table. You got Virgo, and you have what is minor arcana for Aquarius for me. That for some people this would also be earth energy, but you've got a lot of earth energy on the table and some air. Okay, let's just get a final message for pile 3. This was actually my quickest reading. It's very succinct and it's very clear, and it's exciting for you guys too, right? That's pretty cool. that you're moving on to something that you will enjoy a lot more. And that opportunity is coming into you in the next 30 days. It's emotionally fulfilling too, as well as financially fulfilling, which is good. Okay, what final message do you have for my pile threes? Final message for pile three. Final messages. Traveler, move in a new direction. That's definitely happening. That's definitely right in line with this reading. You are moving in a new direction. For some of you, that is actually going to require, that is going to be travel. Like you get a job traveling, or you're moving to a new location for a new job. This talks about moving too. You could be relocating. All right. For the Sacred Traveler, I just want to know what pile three needs to do. What action does pile 3 need to take? What does pile 3 need to do, if anything? Joy and delight. Open your heart to joy. Yeah, this is gonna make your heart sing. Whatever this new thing is, it's not just about abundance. It's also about soul fulfillment and being emotionally fulfilled. You're gonna be very happy with this new direction. Okay, so I did just get this. Just came to me. This final message. Did not mention that this institution could be a religious institution, and the reason I think that came to me was because this also has a spiritual element to it. The hermit also has a spiritual element to it, and then the tower, that can be like a building, right? So this could be some kind of, I want to say church, monastery, where do the nuns live? What are those called? It's not an abbey. Could be an abbey. That's from The Sound of Music, right? I can't remember. I cannot. It's not coming to me. But anyway, I don't know why this message is coming through. It's probably just for one of you, maybe. It's probably just for one of you, actually. For some of you, this may be leaving a religious institution and moving and going out into the world. I don't know. I don't know if some of you are a monk or a nun, or was maybe considering that, like you were trying to go into the sisterhood or whatever, and then something happens that makes you realize that's not going to be the path for you. You're going to go out into the world and make a living another way. Just take that as it resonates. Again, I think that's probably just for maybe one person, but that message just came to me, so I had to give it to you. All right, that's all I have for my pile threes. Until next time, I'm sending you lots of light and love. Namaste.